Bureau 311, I have my friend Andrew Dixon on, and he is going to talk about the kit of an American long rifleman. Andrew?
So the American long rifleman, especially in the context of militia, is going to be carrying the average everyday things that they use to hunt. So, we're going to start with the largest items here on the table. First one is powder horn. This is a small personal horn that I'm going to be carrying into the field. Being able to hunt, load my rifle from. Back at the home place, there's going to be a larger horn to store powder from, or store powder in, and then it can be dispensed out into this as needed. The other piece is going to be shot bag. So shot bag is a small leather pouch. There are various designs and related to various cultures. This is a hair-on bag from South Union Mills, which is, they make phenomenal equipment. So some of the things that are going to be into the shooting bag here is, first thing, the most quintessential thing you need other than powder, is round ball. It's just a simple round lead ball. This one is approximately 50 caliber to fit my rifle. To cast that one, you're going to have a bag mold that's going to be made by your gunsmith if you're carrying a rifle to your particular rifle. This one again is made to my personal hunting rifle.
And would you carry around like a pound of lead or a few pounds of lead, and then you would melt that into the mold?
Yes, I would be carrying a few pre-made round ball, of course. But if you're going to be out longer term, then yes, some ingots of lead. And if you're going out in a group, one person's going to have something like a ladle. You might use the cook's ladle. 21st century, that's ill-advised. But the 18th century, using the cook's ladle is just fine.
Another question about this. In regards to the Patriot, could you use a lead soldier and create a ball in which you use to shoot your enemy with?
You can.
Okay. So that holds up?
It can be a waste of money, but yes, it is something to achieve for cinematic effect, but yes, it can be done. You can cast it with, famously, or in movies in Hollywood, silver, tin, anything that has a low enough melting point to melt over fire, you can cast and make a round ball. Lead is a very dense metal, and it's also very soft, so when it hits something, it's going to expand. And the rest of these are not as dense and are not going to give the same as a standard round lead ball.
Okay.
So the next thing, you got your round ball, you got your mold here. So to get the powder into the barrel, you're going to have a powder measure. And this is one found in the patch box of a 1760s Austrian Jaeger. Another YouTube channel, Cap and Ball, to throw a little bit of a plug out for him, does phenomenal work, and he actually sells these on his site. So this is adjustable. There's a small thumb screw here, and I'm going to set this to whatever my load of powder is. And then, going to take my horn that's going to be on my side here, take the stopper out, and I'm able to pour that down the muzzle of the gun. Some of the other things I have here on the table, you see attached to my shooting bag is a couple of strips of linen. This is patching material, so you're going to take your powder, pour it down the muzzle, round ball, put your round ball over this, and then you're going to take either a small fixed blade knife, often referred to as a patch knife, or a folding knife, which is very, very common in the 18th century. You're going to cut that linen fabric, and then you're going to short start it with your thumb, and then you're going to pull the ramrod and you're going to ram it home. Other things I'm carrying in my bag, small pair of pliers. If a ramrod gets stuck in the barrel, if I just need pliers to hold on to something small while I'm trying to, work on a lock, it's just a small set of hand-forged pliers, just generally good to have. Other thing is, if I have to do some kind of maintenance in the field, I have to take my lock apart for some reason, be it cleaning, replacing a part, I have a mainspring vise. So what this does is there's a large spring that when you pull the cock back on it, this allows you to put uniform pressure on it so you don't break the spring if you have to take the lock apart. This one is more modern, but it accomplishes the same task. And then the last piece I have here is a small multi-tool. This piece here threads off, and there's a pick under here to clean out the touch hole. This is a turn screw, so I can take the flint out of the top of the jaws of the cock. I've got a small hammer if I need to nap and to tap on the edge of the flint to make it sharper so it sparks a little better. And then a worm here that can be threaded onto a ramrod to pull stuck patches, to put tow on, which is unprocessed flax fibers, to help clean the gun. So I mean, this is just some of the basic stuff that you're going to see in the shooting bag of an American militiaman or an American hunter.
Awesome. And to kind of bring it back to the beginning, can you tell us a little bit more about the writing on this powder horn? Is that historically correct?
So this powder horn was carved by a friend of mine, and looking through original 18th century sources of extant powder horns, you do see scrimshaw work, some of it very ornate. There's maps drawn, there's hunting scenes, and there are some, you're dealing with people at the time that are overwhelmingly Christian. So you do see, scripture verses, things like that, and you see them referenced on rifles, on powder horns, in the symbolism used on rifles. So yes, this is something that you would see. And then on the other side, I've got my name, and it just says his horn, which again is another common thing you see just scratched on the horns throughout the era.
So why is it made out of why is it that material, I guess?
What, cow horn? Or it's made out of horn?
Yeah.
Horn, it's hollow, it's easy to carve, it's readily available, and you can actually shape horn. This is before the advent of plastic. This is the closest thing you're going to have to a plastic material in the 18th century. You're able to actually form this. So you'll see salt horns, and you'll see smaller flat horns that go in people's pockets of their coats. So it's a widely available material, and it's very, very practical for multiple uses.
Awesome. So we'll close with that unless you have any final statements.
I think we've covered everything here. So unless you have any other questions for me, Revere.
No other questions. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for showing us the kit of an American long rifleman. Appreciate it.